Hello, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Project Highrise. Today, I would absolutely love to get the More Commuters contract out of the way, as well as putting a fair dent into the Loft Life contract as well. Although I don't think we're necessarily going to be able to complete it today because we sort of need to get a whole bunch of these guys in here, and to do that we're going to need some large restaurants and some cafes, so it may be doable, but I'm not going to hold my breath because I don't necessarily think it is going to be that doable. And this building here is going to let me get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 loft apartments, and then I guess I'll throw another... I can throw 3 of them at the top of this building or something at some point. But let's focus on offices. Oh, hello. So we're back up over $100,000, which is certainly not bad. Cannot complain about that. But yeah, I really need to figure out the best strategy to do everything today, because we still need a bunch more in the way of home cleaning services and more laundromats and more janitors. And apparently we need more security offices and, again, laundromats. There are demands for a lot of things. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to extend this building here just a little bit, because we already have quite a few apartments here. These aren't loft apartments, although they could be. I guess if we extend this building by 6 floors, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6... we might be able to get the 3 loft apartments in here that I want. Not that we can get them immediately, but we have the space for the loft apartments that I would want, which means that we might be able to get that challenge a little bit sooner as opposed to later. So if we start putting those floors in here, I'm also going to pop to maintenance and say to renovate the 27 tenants that are in need of it currently. So those loft apartments can go... yeah, they can actually fit in there pretty well, so that's going to be incredibly useful. They are big apartments, but that's all right. What we'll do as well then is say to these guys that I want to get some offices up here too. So we'll do 4 floors. That's the 30th floor as well. So we'll do 4 floors of offices in that building as well. So that is a lot of construction to get done, but that'll hopefully help things quite a bit. Let's get the utility closets just up this end of the building, and of course get the plumbing closets up here as well. And there is an awful lot of work to be done there, but definitely not as much work as it was to get this building built the way it is. It might also be a great idea to go ahead and get some more of these apartments in here, since there's not really much else we can do with this space. And this way we can totally go ahead and increase the number of residents in the building, in the magnificent towers. And of course, we can get a little bit more rent with that as well. So let's just get all of those luxury apartments. Let me also... oh, no, they don't have connections. I'm going to have to wait to run the simulation in just a second, because I want to just go ahead and decorate those little hallways there. And also decorate those little hallways there, because those are going to look just a little bit terrible if I don't decorate them. And we'll decorate those bits too. So we get all of that done like so. And then they need gas, they're going to need electricity, they're going to need sort of... no, they don't need electricity. They don't need phone lines, they don't need cable, they don't need water, but they do need gas. That's annoying. Why didn't I connect gas up to all of these guys? That would have made so much sense. Let's just go ahead and run it across to all of these new apartments. I imagine the loft apartments are going to need it as well, so this is useful for the future. There we go. So those new apartments are going to go in. Hopefully those guys are going to be nice and happy about it. This floor isn't getting constructed anymore because these guys are focusing on the new apartments, which some are filling up. This guy here was keen. I want to see who moves into this one up here, because that is a top floor apartment there. That's going to be worth a lot of money, right? 420. I mean, whoever's in here is blazing it all bloody day. All of the construction work up here has finally been completed, so let's go ahead and start looking at some loft apartments. So we need quite a few of these. I'm going to give them a bit of space away from the elevator to hopefully keep them nice and happy. And I'm going to give them a gap here between, you know, them and the offices that are going to be going above them. So we can get some large offices in here. Each large office gives us 3 workers, so I'll do 3 of those. And if I really wanted to, I could get some small offices in front as well, which I think I'm going to do just so that we can get 4 people per floor. It is 3 per large office, isn't it? 4! Okay, so that's actually even better. Let's also go ahead and get all of the... Oh, there we go. A fair bit more money. Let's go ahead and get some electrical lines across to everyone on this floor as well, which is not actually going to take all that long to do, considering they're not actually that far from the closet there. And, well, I'll tell you what. I'll tell you why I was able to get money quite quickly there. I wasn't actually doing all that much between that cut, you know, this part of the video and the part that came about before the cut. Basically, I'm talking about editing stuff again. I really need to stop doing this. But basically, when I sat down to record this episode, I totally forgot to go and get a bunch of names from the comments of part 7 to go ahead and put into this episode, because, oh yes, whilst we didn't put any names in the game in the previous episode, we're gonna be doing it today. Oh yes, I've got another 8 names to put in today. I'm not gonna tell you what they are, and we're not gonna be putting them in just yet, but we are gonna be doing it. So let's get the gas lines into all of these guys. I realize it's a waste of time considering those are double-floored units that only need 1 connection, but there we go. That's those all connected. Let's go ahead and get some... What do we go for? What's going to be the most expensive? 175? We'll get some 175s. Get some creative offices in there. And there was 185 there as well, so grab you. Then financials 1040. Oh, hold on a minute. Creative was looking pretty good there. Medical offices not so much, so let's get you. And let's get you. That was the lesser one. That's fine. That's okay. We've got a bunch of offices in there now. That's hopefully going to keep those guys nice and happy. These guys are going to need some services on their floors. So let's get some bins just going up like so. Again, I don't necessarily need to put them on every floor, but I'm going to anyway. So there we go. What floor is this? What floor number is that? That is floor 27. That might be... Oh, there we go! More commuters has been completed. That might be a good place for a sky bridge there. If we bring this building up a little bit, we could bridge across, and that could be really, really useful. Let's have a look at contracts then. So 500 office workers, that's a lot. 250 residents, I think, is much more reasonable. We're at 186 already, so I think 250 residents is something I can probably achieve, hopefully. Let's have a look. So what do we need for these? Large restaurants and cafes. So let's have a look then. So these are cafes, right? Cafe and food court vendor, yeah. So we need more of these little guys, which I can get a few of because I can sort of throw them in there. And then I can do some large restaurants, I guess, on their own floor at some point. I guess? Sure, we'll get those cafes in. And we'll see if those are enough. So we'll do 1. We'll do 2. We'll do 3. Then we'll do that. And let's have a look and see if that's enough in the way of cafes. Yeah, so that's enough cafes. Now we just need more large restaurants, which is doable, I suppose. This is actually going to be easier than I thought it was going to be, isn't it? So if I do a floor like this, we'll go up to floor 15 with this, because I feel like that could be a pretty good idea. So that's floor 16. I want to go to 15. So if I just do this kind of thing, and then just do that. So I probably want to add another elevator just over here. So let's get one of these executive ones and start building up just like this. And then we'll do our services done at this end. So if we go to electricity and phone lines and all that stuff, bring these up just like so. And of course the plumbing closet as well. So bring that up like that. Do we have... What do we have? We have water, cable, phone. We don't have gas on these floors, which we might need. And we're going to need gas probably across all of these anyway. So let's go ahead and connect that up as quick as we can. So while all of that construction is going on, I'm going to come over to this building here and start planning out more space for more services, because that is something that we are honestly in desperate need of. So let's bring this up to floor... That is floor 30, so that's going to be fine. We'll get some elevators just like so. And bring those up like that. I realized I was using some of the Executive elevators, not so much though. That's alright. Someone did just move on. I'm not quite sure who it was. Who just up and left? I have literally got... No, it was none of you guys. Some company did just up and leave though. It wasn't one of my... It wasn't the executive clubs. Was it any... Oh, it was you. What's the problem? This area is noisy. There's strange smells. Okay. Yeah, maybe we're going to want to bulldoze these guys. And move them to another floor, because they don't seem too happy about those guys existing next to them. That'll hopefully get rid of the issues that they were having. And I guess I can go ahead and just add a floor of small cafes and all that stuff to here. So just do a bunch of those like that. And that'll hopefully keep them nice and happy. We'll advertise for some cafes there. Get everything built sooner as opposed to later. We also need to go to maintenance. So we'll do... That's not maintenance. We'll go to maintenance and renovate those tenants. We'll also go to luxury stores and get another couple of those. We'll go for cosmetics, China shops. Let's see, 740 is not bad. We'll go for a 740 there. Alright, so we just need to get all this constructed. We will have cafes very soon. Someone else just got up and left. Who just got up and left? See, this is the problem with having a building as large as this. It's quite difficult to see who leaves and who doesn't. I am really not seeing it, though. I have no idea who has got up and left. Oh, it was you. It was one of these guys. Okay, that's a bit unexpected. That's very unexpected, actually. Okay. I did not see that coming. Let's get a couple of little cafes here, then. So I'll go for 2 of those, and then I want to advertise. Then we'll do 2 food court restaurants, just like so, to fill out that space. Hopefully that's still going to be enough for these guys. Yes, it is. So we still just need the large restaurants. So let's look at large restaurants and get one just there. And we can get another couple on these floors here once they're built. But for the meantime, we'll go ahead and get that restaurant there. Is that enough? That is actually enough. It just took one more large restaurant. Okay, well in that case, let me set these to be built immediately so that we can get this challenge out of the way, which will be absolutely wonderful. So that's all of those going to be built. We'll start getting these loft apartments built over here as well. Oh, this is going to be so good. It's the first set of loft apartments in the entire thing. There's one of them going in. Oh, I need to see what these look like. I need to see how many people are housed in one of these as well. Because they are going to be super fancy looking, right? They've got to be. They have got to be super fancy. They're taking a long time to build, so I can only assume. Come on, come on. Who is that building? That's Dorothy. All right, who's upstairs? That's Jacqueline. Then we have Robert G. and Paula. And yeah, Edgelord 5000 there doing his bit for Magnificent Towers. Oh, look at that. That is beautiful. Oh, there's people in there. So that houses 3 residents. Okay, that's less than I thought it would. But I guess that's okay. That's 4 of 10 loft apartments, which is fine by me. This is good though. That's that challenge getting out of the way. We're maximizing our residents when possible. Get more cafes, of course, and get me another couple of food courts, I guess, or whatever we want to throw in there. Really, it doesn't really matter. Did I think I might have clicked outside my my game window there, because I'm pretty sure I heard a Windows sound. We are almost at $200,000. This is going so well. I absolutely adore it. We have 6 of 10 loft apartments. These 3 are being built. That one up there is being built. It's just going so well. I'm so pleased with this. I could look into putting another couple of, another 3 small offices just there. There we go. 8 of 10, 9 of 10, and 10 of 10. All right. So close to 200,000. This is 500 office workers, 10 high-end luxury apartments. We've already done it. Okay. Up to 8 luxury 2-bedrooms. We haven't done. Interesting. Interesting. So luxury 2-bedroom apartments. That's a small 2-bed. That's a large 2-bed. So we need luxury 2-beds. So what is a luxury 2-bed? So that's a luxury 2-bedroom. And this is a large 2-bedroom. Can I get I can't get a fancy one. So that's actually going to be really easy. We just need 4 more of them. So what I think I'll do is I'm going to get rid of all of these guys here. And I'll move those guys out to this building over here once it's constructed, because we do need more services anyway. So we'll get all of the services starting to, you know, they'll all get into this building. Whilst that's going on, I'm actually going to come over here and just max out the building battery, because we do have enough money to do this. It is super expensive, but the money is absolutely there. It's going to knock my daily income just a little bit. And, well, I say just a little bit, I mean quite a bit. But this way, I really shouldn't have to worry too much about ever running out of connections for things. And it also means technically I could get rid of all the other connections we have in here, but yeah, I'm not going to bother. It's fine. Let's just, what's the problem here? Destination unreachable. Where? What was unreachable? There was something was unreachable. I don't actually know what it was, though, which is a little bit annoying. I guess this is near enough constructed, though. Hopefully, we're going to see some come over and start working on these floors up here, because we really do need those services to get in. But I guess whilst they're doing that, there is a little something we could do. And that something is absolutely putting some names into the game. I am gonna butcher this name, but Hawaii Maui 123 wanted to be called Jade and wanted to live in an apartment. There you go, you need your coffee to function in the morning. Funnily enough, so do I. There was a whole bunch of you wanted me to put myself in the game, and I hadn't really thought about doing this until it was suggested so much, so I decided that what we would do is have me working at the executive club. I could have put myself in a broadcast studio, and perhaps it would have made a little more sense considering what I do, but I felt like the executive club was kind of cooler, and I get to look all fancy as well. I've got a little bow tie there, and it does some whiskey, some brandy, some, I don't know, some scotch. There's a wooden flamingo, so yeah, it's fancy up here, so that's exactly where I'm gonna be. And that was a delicious dinner. Okay. Nathan Carbo wanted to work in a pizza place, but unfortunately, Nathan, there are very few pizza places left in Magnificent Towers, so you are working in this Chinese restaurant on the ground floor over here. It is a gourmet restaurant, if that's any help, and there you are, buddy. There are no dinner spots in this building. You're also not very happy. I disagree. You work in a dinner spot, Nathan. You work in one. AJ Oliver wanted to be an architect, so there you go, AJ. You work at Brilliant Architecture Studio. Another day, another dollar. And now I'm on to a name that I have never been able to pronounce correctly. I know this because this is a regular in both the comments here on YouTube and my live streams. Meta Nygaard. I do not know. I can never do it. My accent does not allow such things. You wanted in the game. I think you've wanted in for a couple of episodes, and you mentioned a live stream recently. Your birthday was on Sunday just past. You work at KJZG Radio, and you love your coffee. Good. I love my coffee. I don't have coffee. I have Red Bull. I have specifically Orange Edition Red Bull, which is incredible. I highly recommend it. And if anyone at Red Bull wants to sponsor me, do feel free, because I would not say no. Aero AA2 suggested that we have Bob Ross working in a graphic design studio. I thought that was a pretty good name. I thought that was a great suggestion, I'm gonna be honest. Bob Ross is pretty friggin' great. HyperCreeper29 wanted to work in an office as Simon D, so you now work at Stein, Roman and Thornton LLP, and apparently you just had a great lunch. Well, a good lunch. Great is maybe a bit generous. And finally, Vito77 wanted to be called Mateo. So there you go, buddy. Things are pretty broken around here. That's not good. We'll hopefully get all of that fixed. And whilst I was putting all of those names in the game, we had quite a few of the loft apartments move out. And I'm realizing the reasoning for that is quite simply, we need more services quite urgently. These guys don't have half of what they need. These guys are going to be annoyed that the prestige level is so low. Yeah, generally speaking, we need to knock the prestige level up quite a bit. So I'm going to put some pieces of art in here, just in miscellaneous places, just to knock the prestige level up just a little bit. So we'll get some art in there. I'm going to throw some art just over here as well to once again knock that prestige level up. We do have the money to afford this, so I'm not too worried about it. We'll go ahead and throw it in there. We'll go ahead and throw a little bit of art just into, we'll throw it in there as well, I think. Because why not? That's a computer repair service. So that knocks the prestige level up to 14 again. That is a couple of places moving out there. That's really, really bad news. But we can fix that. We can totally fix that. We just need my workers to build this space up here. The issue is, and this is one of my biggest issues with this game, is that when people start moving out, your workers prioritize moving the boxes as opposed to constructing anything new. So at the minute, I constantly have people moving out because they're not happy. And I can't make them happy because my workers won't construct this space up here, which would let me make them happy. Because I don't want to get all these services and put them in places that they don't belong. And my, wow, 4 prestige. This is really going to hurt the building. This is really going to hurt the building, but I can build back from this. Oh my god, we're at 0 prestige. We're at minus 43 from move-outs and evictions right now. We need more art. We really need more art. So let me just throw a bit more of that in there. That's got me at 1 prestige. And someone else just moved out. See, again, my workers are just going to prioritize all this. My workers are going to prioritize the boxes of the people that move out and not bother prioritizing the stuff that's actually gonna help me. These guys are going to want to move out because the prestige level isn't high enough. The luxury stores are moving out, which is going to make them move out. It is just a chain reaction, and there's nothing I can do because my workers are just going to prioritize the boxes. We are now running into an even bigger problem, which is that these large 2-bedroom apartments are even moving out because they need prestige level 5. Once again, there is nothing I can do. There is just nothing. Like, I could put in more of these services, but even if I put in more of the services, my workers are they're just going to prioritize the boxes. They won't even build the services as far as I know. I don't necessarily know for sure the order in which they build stuff, but I'm going to assume that they'll prioritize the boxes. I guess we'll look at these and see. If I put a courier service there, is someone going to come over and build it immediately, or am I going to have to wait for them to clear the boxes? By the looks of it, yeah, I even have these guys moving out. Yeah, they're not going to build that courier service because they're busy getting all the boxes to the people that are moving out. I'm on minus 12 prestige because of this horrendous chain reaction. Minus 16. I can build back from this. I absolutely can. It's just kind of infuriating that I can't build back from it until the chain reaction just hits rock bottom. Which means that all of these apartments are probably going to go. These large ones will probably go. My larger offices will probably go. Basically, all of my valuable stuff is gonna go before I can do anything about this chain reaction. Okay, we're at minus 24 prestige right now. I'll tell you what we're gonna do. We're making bugger all money. So I'm just gonna come in here and immediately start getting every service that we're possibly gonna need. So we need more courier. We need more bottled water. We need more commercial printing. We need some handyman services, so that can go there. We need some laundromats. We need dog walking, really? Dog walking services. We need housekeeping services. We need dry cleaning, really? You people are demanding. We need more daycare services. We need, what else do we need? We don't really need anything else there. We also need security services, which can hopefully go in there. We're also going to need nothing else by the looks of it. So that's a bunch more services. I doubt that's going to be necessarily enough. But hopefully that stuff will get built sooner as opposed to later. people are slowly starting to stop moving out. There is still so much to clear. We've lost all of the headquarters that we had in this building. We have lost so much of our income. There are still people threatening to move out. Even these small studio apartments are threatening to move out. We are in a pretty terrible spot. We absolutely are. Hopefully, we can pull back from this a little bit. We are still making a profit every day, but that will not last much longer if this keeps going. Minus 24 prestige. I mean, again, we can bounce back from this. And I get it. This is largely my own fault for not dealing with the demand for more services sooner rather than just kind of leaving it. But I think we can all agree it's still a little bit annoying when there's a completely uncontrollable chain reaction because you can't control the priority of your workers. I have tiny little apartments moving out here because of the prestige level, and there is just nothing I can do about it because my workers aren't going to do anything to combat the needs. They're just going to move boxes rather than construct. I feel like my construction workers shouldn't be moving boxes. We are now losing $3,000 every day because of an uncontrollable decline in prestige, which leads to an uncontrollable mass abandonment of the towers. I feel like there is literally no fix for Magnificent Towers at this point. I could go and reload the save, but I feel like that would be dishonest of me because this is just a let's play of this game. I don't want this to come across as me getting really like annoyed with the game and saying it's terrible. Like, I love Project Highrise, I do. But this is something I hope is fixed before this game goes to Steam publicly. I love the game, but there needs to be a way to combat this thing. And the simplest way to do that would be to allow you to prioritize what your construction workers should be doing, or by giving you another class of building worker, in that you should have a class of worker that is like a moving guy. And those are the guys that collect boxes. Because I've been sat here for 10 minutes just listening to the infuriating sound of people leaving my building. And there is nothing I can do about it. Because I have the rooms here that people are demanding. I have these spaces set to be built. They're just not being built because the people that should be building them are focusing on moving people out, which is infuriating. It really is. I can put the laundromats in as much as I want. I can put dog walking in. I can put housekeeping in. But none of that's going to be built. Because all these boxes need to be moved out. All of these boxes need to be moved out. There's someone else just left, so their boxes need to be moved out. At this point, I need to wait for this building to be more or less abandoned. It'll go down to being as basic as it can possibly be, and I would have to rebuild it from the ground up. We're now on minus 4,500 every day. Ladies and gents, I'm going to leave it up to you as to whether or not we attempt to repair and recover Magnificent Towers. And to do that, I think what I would need to do is basically just leave the game running and sort of watch it until people stop leaving and until the prestige starts recovering, at which point we would assume that my workers are no longer collecting boxes and are in fact building these services. The problem therein is that I don't know if we're going to be making the money at any point to be able to get the things and just to get things back in the building. I don't think we're going to have the money to sustain this building, this whole structure. I really don't know. I think I could do it. I mean, these guys are now all threatening to move out as well, so that's great. I can get rid of some of these because that's going to save me a bit of money. I can probably get rid of those ones as well. And that'll save me a bit of money. That might put me back in the positive. But as for these guys getting angry and threatening to leave, I literally have no way to stop that until these guys stop what they're doing. And I mean, is there a prioritize button? No. Like, I can see information, but I cannot tell them to build that over anything else. And that's honestly, I think, one of the biggest issues this game has. Other than that, I do love it. I still love this game. I still, like, if we, oh, for God's sake, if we don't continue Magnificent Towers, I'll just do another, set of towers. I kind of have an idea for another set of towers anyway. This is just annoying. It really is. It's just unfortunate and annoying. Well, it took a really long time, but my workers have finally decided to go ahead and start connecting up all of these guys here. So we're finally getting the services in that we needed. We're just not really, we're not necessarily in a position where we need these services anymore because there's not enough people in the building to demand this amount of services. So, I mean, what do we do? I am so lost. I really am. I'm honestly quite gutted at this. I love Magnificent Towers. I do. And I'm so sad to see it going this way. I really, really am. These guys are apparently still, like, getting more coals than they can handle. That doesn't seem to make any sense to me. That doesn't make any sense to me at all. Let's, I suppose... I mean, really, we need prestige to recover. That's the big deal here. So I'm going to start replacing these apartments. I'm not going to start building them up and renting them out. I also want to point out that it seems weird to me that the apartments just completely get demolished when people move out, considering the fact that, I mean, we build the apartment before they move in. So it is very weird to me that the apartment just straight up gets demolished as people move out. Because we build the, like I said, we build the apartment, then they move in. They don't, yeah, I don't know. It's very, very strange. Let's see. So that's an office. Let's just see if we can rebuild this. I really, really don't know if we can. But I'm definitely curious. So I don't think these are going to fit in here. What did I have in there then? That's got me a bit confused. Was it a store? It must have been. It must have been a couple of stores there. Then here would have been, by the looks of it, a medium office. Yeah. So a couple of medium offices can go there. Rest of that's finally getting built. Over here looks like it would have been some medium offices as well. Down here looks like a whole bunch of medium offices, which we will go ahead and start placing in. Once again, over here was a whole bunch of different things. A bunch of medium offices. So start getting those in. Those were these apartments here, I think. Yeah. So just get myself a bunch of those back in. Even though we're not going to be replacing them immediately. Down this way, I really don't know what we had. I guess we had some large no, those were large apartments. That was a large restaurant. That was a gourmet restaurant. And then these were the super wide apartments. So get me a whole bunch of those. This will have been a gourmet restaurant? No, that's not a gourmet restaurant at all. Maybe a large restaurant? It looks like it might have been, so we'll try that. Over here would have been probably a large office. Yeah, we'll throw that in there. We do have room for a bunch more large offices up this way, and then obviously the headquarters that we lost, which hopefully we will be able to replace shortly. That's all sort of been refilled. We head up this way. We want to get these loft apartments, so we'll go for the large ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's someone else just left, and 7 of those. I realize we did have loft apartments in there somewhere, didn't we? Yeah, it was in there, so we don't have the room for it, but that's fine. Someone else did just move out, so that means my builders are going to be abandoning their construction and going to move that guy out, which is just infuriating. I don't even know who moved out at this point. Looks like it was someone over... Ah, it was another apartment. Well, again, I don't know why the apartment gets completely destroyed. There's 2 more people have just moved out. I still don't know who. I can only see one of them. Yeah, I literally do not know. I honestly... I reckon this is recoverable. I reckon this is something I could fix given time. I just don't know if that's something you guys are necessarily interested in watching, so I think I am just going to leave it up to you as to whether or not you want to watch me try and recover this. If you do, then, like I said, do be sure to let me know, and I will do everything I can to recover Magnificent Towers. Because, I mean, it is definitely slowing down, this whole exodus that we have going on here. But we have lost so many people, and so many shops, and just so many things. It might end up being a really slow process. So, I'm not going to guarantee it's going to be riveting content for the next episode, but I reckon this is recoverable. And I reckon I am going to leave it there for this episode. So, thank you kind of for watching. This has been Project Highrise and Magnificent Towers, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.